Have you ever curated a great video, you're pumped to put it on LinkedIn, and then you see it just kind of die? I'm going to talk to you about the 3 biggest mistakes people make on LinkedIn when it comes to video. And these are things you don't want to do because it's going to crush your reach, it's going to crush your engagement, and it's going to destroy your views. So let's talk about it. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Rich Cardona, the Marine turned marketer turned media company owner, here to talk about all things LinkedIn. I'm going to be releasing videos every week, maybe 2. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to continue to get this LinkedIn information, because I know it like the back of my hand, and that's why my clients hire me. So let's do this, and we're going to talk about videos. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about views. When it comes to views, this number right here, 1,479 views, means people actually watched at least 3 seconds of that piece of content, which is very, very important, because a regular view, and I will show you what I mean. Let's see here. Obviously, all I post is videos, pretty much. But here's a view. This says 7,429 views. Do you think that means it outperformed this 1,160 views? Not necessarily. A video view means it's been watched 3 seconds minimum. This means this view, 7,429, means someone could have scrolled right by it just like that. That view means it showed up in someone's news feed. That's all it means. So remember, video views means 3 seconds or more. Now, if you're on LinkedIn and you've checked, what actually happens now is, if you should have this capability. So here it is, the number of times your video has been watched for at least 3 seconds. Now I'm gonna click on that. This is a new feature. I've had it for a while, but I think they've rolled it out to everybody. 46 reactions, it tells me 24 comments, great, and then video performance. It tells me the lifetime. It's been watched 9 minutes today, which is great because this is a little bit old. 1,200 views lifetime, but 523 minutes lifetime views. As you can see, this helps you with your pattern. So on day 1, 409 minutes, and then it just kind of dies, which also shows you that LinkedIn, because it's a newsfeed platform, it just kind of, you have 24 hours to make something happen. Why is this important? Because you and I both know on YouTube, average watch time is everything. Now let's get back to what the first mistake is. Okay, so mistake number 1 is that people include external links to LinkedIn. Okay, meaning it's not native to LinkedIn. So this post right here, I mean, I just literally picked this up. Charlie Anzalone, it's a YouTube video, okay? 5 hours ago, 2 likes, okay? What happens is LinkedIn does not favor these videos. You actually aren't leaving the platform per se. You're not going to YouTube per se, because if I press play here, you're gonna see that it's just literally demonstrating a video. Now that being said, it's still not native, and that's what matters to LinkedIn the most. Okay, let's talk about Christopher Voss. Never split the difference. This guy is big time, okay? A lot of people know him. He's an amazing podcast interviewee, public speaker, all that. But he has an audience. I mean, let's just go check out his audience. He has an audience of 30.5 thousand followers. Now, if you have 30.5 thousand followers, what happens in the first hour when you release something is LinkedIn shows it to about 10% of your network. So for him, it'd be 3,000, but he's only got 7 likes. Why is that? It's because YouTube in LinkedIn just never does it. Never does it. So that's a problem. So that is problem number 1. Don't do it. If you have a video, get a clip from it, link to it in the comments, and that will put you far better off. Okay, so problem number 2 is a lot of people who have not yet built up connections put out videos that are way too long. Now, you just heard me talk about LinkedIn will show it to 10% of your connections. So let's say you have 400 connections, it's 40 people. Chances are a lot of those people are not going to see it because they're probably not that active anyway. So first of all, you got to be building up a lot of connections, but the amount of connections should kind of give you a little bit of guidelines in terms of how long your video should be. I say if you're 5,000 or less, keep it short and sweet, probably a minute. If you're somewhere between 5,000 and 15,000, or maybe even more than that, 2 minutes or less. And then once you have a really good following and you're approaching the benchmark, which is 30,000 followers on LinkedIn, where no one could connect with you anymore, they could only follow you, that's when you could probably start releasing longer videos. But LinkedIn is not usually a long form video platform. That's what this is for. That's what YouTube is for. Okay, but you do have up to 10 minutes for videos on LinkedIn, native videos. You could go live for, I'm not even sure how long you could go live on LinkedIn, but you could go live for quite a long time. I've gone live for about an hour many times. So that being said, that's number 2, is going too long. Keep it short and keep it sweet. Add connections, build a following. And this is actually going to allow you to repurpose some of your old content or put the same message out multiple different times, because not a lot of people saw it to begin with. So that's number 2, don't do it. Okay, number 3 is going to be captions. Okay, captions are unbelievably important. Captions show, I believe it's a 12% increase in view time. I'm not talking about YouTube, I'm talking about Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. It also is responsible for a 40% increase in views, period. Why is that? Number 1, it's inclusive. Okay, you're including more people, but more importantly, 80% of people watch videos on mute. A lot of times they're doing it when they're not supposed to, like they're at work or they're in the bathroom or whatever it is. So they just have the captions on so they could read along in case they miss it. So this is an unbelievably important part of it. And I'm going to go ahead to LinkedIn here. Captions are simple. So this is just a still picture, nothing crazy here, but it is pretty interesting. So good amount of views there. And here we go. Here's captions. He also has a headline on his top and bottom border, so that's fantastic. But look, if I have it on mute or I don't want to annoy someone or I'm in a co-working space, then literally I could just go ahead and read right here, and that's going to probably help drive visibility. So that's what captions look like. When it comes to captions, I'm going to just tell you what I use, which is a standard, which is rev.com. It's $1.25 per minute. I have multiple, videos, sometimes 2 videos a day that I put out on LinkedIn, 90 seconds or less, and I pay for that because they're pretty fast with the turnaround, and the accuracy is a lot better than some of the other resources out there. Now, if you want to add captions, yes, there's creative ways to do it on YouTube. There's creative apps out there or websites. I think Subtitle is one of them. You can do that, but because we edit most of the time for our clients and myself with professional video editing software, Adobe Premiere Pro, then we're just going to go send it to Rev, get an SRT file, and do that. So in another video, I'll definitely capture what your options are if you don't have video editing software and you want to just go ahead and get captions right then and there. So those are the 3 things. Glad I could help. Just remember, video on LinkedIn gets 3 to 5 times the engagement. If you can hone in on a couple of these things, then you could get even more. And it's all about visibility. So don't forget, don't post external links, keep it short and sweet, and then use captions, and that is going to boost your LinkedIn visibility. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want more tips like this. Thank you, and see you in a little bit.